Welcome back to the IBJJF Podcast. My guests today are Lucas Valente and Andressa Cintra, who both won gold at the Brasileiros this year. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thanks so much, IBJJF and Danny, for having us. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Great to have you guys here. Yeah, let's do it. So you guys just won gold at the Brasileiros. The event was in Sao Paulo. And I think one thing that really makes the Brasileiros different is the crowd. There's so much energy in the venue and at the event, just people cheering on all the athletes and all the finals and just throughout all the matches. So can you guys talk about what you felt about the atmosphere at the 2023 Brasileiros?
It was the biggest tournament in the history, right? It was 8,000
competitors. Yep.
It was like amazing, and they're really cheering for their teammates, and this is like amazing atmosphere for us.
Yeah, the energy, you cannot describe it. You know, it's insane. It's so motivating. You know, it's even when it's people like from other teams and everything. You know, like just to see the energy on the stadium, a packed stadium gymnasium. You know, it's insane. You know, and I believe people they scream so much, and they, you know, sometimes they say things that they wouldn't be allowed to say in the US, you know, so it's a very motivating atmosphere.
Well, Lucas, you won gold in lightweight, and Andressa, you won middleweight. How special was it to both win gold at a major black belt championship?
It was like a dream becoming true.
Yeah, I think it was historical, at least for us, you know, because having doing this together, you know, and we had a special guest there with us. I had my mom with me, and Andressa with her mom. You know, I had some of my kids instructors that whenever I was a kid used to teach me, you know, from Grace Barra VH, Sergio Benini, Claudio Coloquinha, you know, and of course under the supervision of our master Draculino, you know, but the energy there, and some of my teammates from Brazil too. I even said on an interview that the corner that I had was very special.
And for me also, like seeing a bunch of people that had helped me alongside my journey as a color belt. I saw a bunch of them like there, like cheering for me and also competing. It was like they say, "Oh, I remember you as a white belt. I took a picture of you when you were like a blue belt." I was like, "Damn, that's awesome," you know. And it was amazing energy that we received right there.
Yeah, so you took the title in 2022, took it again in the middleweight division 2023. You've had a lot of success at the event. Can you talk about some of the matches that you had this time around and any of them that were particularly important to you?
I had tough matches. It was a really good experience for me. The first one, I submitted in an armbar. The second one, it was the semifinals. I won by 4-2. And the finals, I won by one advantage. Right, it was a really strategic match for me, but because I had to change like a little things on my game plan, because while you were training for Worlds, which is our biggest competition, you know, on the camp, you have minor injuries during the process, right? And sometimes you are used to do one thing, and then in the blink of an eye, you gotta change, you know, because the other plan it's not available for you that moment. So I had to like switch things up for Brasileiros, and it worked. You know, I see a lot of things that I have to work it on. Which Monday we came back to United States, and like we already start
right back to work.
Yeah, working on the mistakes, working on the good things, adjusting things for Worlds, because I believe that we both can win, and like we are going to win Worlds this year.
I want to hear your thoughts on Talisa Silva. She's someone you faced in the final of the 2022 Worlds, also in the final of the Nogi Worlds, and now at the final of the Brasileiros. Really tough opponent. I know you got the submission in the final of the Nogi Worlds, but a lot of your matches have been pretty close. Can you talk about Talita as an opponent and just how you feel about her game?
I think she's like a really tough opponent, for sure. She's a lot aggressive, which makes like you work, But I'm really used to train with the guys. They are tough and strong and like they go for it. So I'm really used to training with like someone that does her game, So I feel actually all the time I feel that I can open more my game to work on and get things done easier, and quicker, And I really believe on my game. I feel the person like they're doing their work, but I believe a lot when what I have that I really don't look much with what other people can do it to me. I just try to create spaces, see gaps to work my game on them.
Lucas, let's talk about your division. You won lightweight gold, 4 matches, 3 submissions, looked incredible, looked very, very aggressive in all your matches. Of course, getting the 3 subs is a sign of that. So can you talk about your division and just how happy you were to perform in that way and get that high of a submission rate?
Man, for me, it was a childhood dream. I don't know about you, but for me, there's nothing more iconic than being a Brazilian national champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I think it's something very iconic,
especially on the highest level.
Yeah, and the lightweight division I remember that I won Brasileiros as when I was a blue belt. I saw one of my professors fighting the lightweight black belt division. And I remember seeing that, and I was like, man, one day I want to win that division, because like I saw a lot of my idols and people I admire on that division. I was like, man, what a heck of that division is that? And I was like, I want to win that, And I think my aggressiveness, then I think is honestly is just my natural way, in I believe in 2019 also another website they did some calculations and numbers, and I also got I believe me and Lucas Lepre got the highest number of submissions in the lightweight division. And it's just something that was always my game. My game was always very submission focused. And sometimes I go with strategy, depending on the circumstances. Sometimes you for whatever reason, like Andressa said, you need to adjust things and be a little more strategic. But I call my master Draculino right before, and he just told me, he was like, Lucas, you with 40% of your jiu-jitsu, you submit everyone. He was like, throw strategy out of the window now and just go to submit them.
That's amazing.
So I listened to him. I said, yes, sir. And I looked to Andressa. I was like, I gotta do what the master said. So, and then the only match I didn't submit was the semifinal, and that was my first match of the quarterfinals. That was my first match of the second day, and the fight it became earlier, so I didn't have time to warm up. I had just arrived at the venue, and they called my name, and I told Andressa, like, should I warm up? Not. And then Andressa was like, no, let's go. Then I went, and that match, for example, I wanted to be a little more strategic because I knew that a possible semifinal would be against somebody really tough, and I want against somebody really tough as well. So I wanted to, to conserve energy, so I went a little bit more strategic on this one.
Yeah, let's talk about the semifinal a little bit. It was against Luis Paulo of Melky Galval's academy. He was someone you faced last year at the Brasileiro, and this time you got a really quick submission, I would say a really unique footlock that it's kind of like from 50-50, but your legs are locked below your opponent's knee line, which is really cool. Can you talk about that match and that submission?
Man, he's a great competitor, great fighter. And the submission itself, it's a submission that I've been doing for a couple years now. I adapted to my game. What I like to do a lot of my jiu-jitsu is I like to understand the concepts behind something, and then start to adapt into my game with my own adaptations.
Yeah.
So I get the concept of the foot lock, of an arm bar and everything, and I kind of adapted to do this kind of like a shin lock, I would say, because he actually goes right in the middle of the shin in a way that kind of like would basically break the shin in half. So
yeah, that was incredible. And let's talk about your final two. You faced Natan Chuang. He's been doing incredible in competition, got second at the Europeans, looked great at the Brasileiros, met you in the final, and you got the submission there too. So can you talk about the final submission victory?
man, Natan is a guy that I respect a lot. I even talked to him after the fight, and he's a guy that I have a lot of respect for, and the reason being is because he's a true fighter, he's a true competitor. He doesn't go with trash talking. He's always respectful, and I like people that way. I think that this we maintain the roots of the martial arts, of the old school style of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it was amazing. You guys put on such a great performance. It was so great to see both of you win gold on the same day. So congrats again to you guys. Let's pivot and talk a little bit about the World Championships, because those are coming up in just a couple weeks. Andressa, you're going for your 4th world title. So if you win this one, you're on your way to becoming one of the best middleweight female competitors of all time, which is incredible. So can you talk about the feeling of going for your 4th title and how your preparation is going for it?
I feel like I'm going for another tournament that it's big for me, like I have none. Because if I put pressure on my back, I'm carrying an extra weight that I don't have to.
Yeah.
So I know it will be a lot of tough matches, a lot of tough girls in my division, as always. And that's why, not because of them, I am doing the best that I can every single day, every hour of my day, planning to get there because I already did it. So I know how to get there, and I just gotta keep following the plan and worry about anything else. Because I feel like if you put a lot of pressure on yourself, thinking I have to win, I gotta win, it's like if I win, oh my god, I might be able to get the Hall of Fame. That's great. I want that. I really do. But I don't have to put this pressure on me. I just gotta follow the plan, fight one at a time, one opponent at a time. One day at a time. You know what I mean? You get there. I got a one match. After that match, I got another match. After that one, I got another one. I gotta focus on the moment, and that's what I have it right now. What I have done in the past, it's over. It's history, and right now I have the choice to make the chance to make a choice to believe that I can do it again. And I know for sure we are working on the right way.
Can't wait to watch your division. Lucas, also can't wait to watch the lightweight division.
Yeah,
Like you talked about, it's always stacked. So can you talk about your preparation for the Worlds and your expectations for the lightweight division this year?
Danny, so our preparation has been going amazing. We spend we spent some time training in my hometown also, right before the Brasileiros, and we're under the very close supervision of our master Draculino, so we trust his guidance, we trust his training, the process, our physical trainer, our mental trainer, every single
My
thing.
nutritionist.
Yes. We are focused on the process. Everything we do in our life is towards our goals. Everything we do is to get better, is to improve. So um, we we have the goals, but then we turn back into the present moment, what we can do now, how we can improve now, and that way we keep ourselves present and on the best shape physically and mentally.
Yeah, it seems like you guys have so much discipline. You talked about your physical training, your jiu-jitsu training. I know you do a lot of work with your diet, and I think you even have some clients that you serve and help them with their diet. So can you talk about your discipline and how important that is to your success? Is that something that you feel like you developed over time, or is that something you've had for your whole life?
Then I had for a huge majority of my life. I would say my whole life, but not as a baby. But yeah, definitely my whole life. I think it was to I learned that way because of my uncle. He's the first generation of Draculino's black belt, and since a very young age, since I was a baby, honestly, I had contact with the best fighters of the time in Brazil from Gracie Barra BH, and I grew up next to them and seen their discipline training and dieting and cutting weight and everything since I was a kid, and I was always obsessed with superheroes. So I would watch superheroes and then I would look and see those guys very muscular and winning. So I started to assimilate superheroes and fighters. And so I think the discipline came from a very natural situation for me. It was never like that I'm abdicating of something that it was always a choice. It wasn't a sacrifice, honestly.
Well, it's amazing to watch you guys compete at Brasileiros and win gold. We cannot wait to watch you guys at the Worlds. It's going to be some amazing matches. Do either of you have anything else you wanted to add before we wrap up the podcast?
Well, we just want to thank you guys for the opportunity. I asked you, and I believe we're the first couple ever to do an interview for IBJJF.
Yep.
So we can't thank you enough for the opportunity. It's a huge honor for us.
Of course. Well, thank you guys again for your time. We really, really appreciate it. Thanks everyone for watching. You can watch Lucas and Andressa competing at the Worlds. The event starts on June 1st, goes through Sunday, June 4th, and you can watch all of it on Flow Grappling. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys soon.